Infra01, let's take a look at how to assess your assets, concerns, and risks. 1. Asset assessment is the measurement of the value of an asset, whose importance or value is determined for information protection purposes. This requires a method for categorizing, identifying, and assessing the importance of information assets, which is done by considering the owner or user of the asset and the need for protection. In a real-world example, for example, a shopping mall business might categorize its key information assets as customer information, product information, and payment information. These information assets are categorized according to their importance, and appropriate protection measures can be taken based on this. 2. How to assess threats and vulnerabilities is an important part of information protection. A threat is an element that can cause potential loss to an information asset, and a vulnerability is a weakness that allows an information asset to be compromised by a threat. You need a way to identify these threats and vulnerabilities and assess their impact. In a real-world example, a shopping mall business might identify hacking attacks, system failures, and labor shortages as key threats. These threats can exploit vulnerabilities in the organization's information systems to compromise information assets. Therefore, it is important to identify these threats and vulnerabilities and assess their impact. 3. Risk assessment means calculating the level of risk by considering threats, vulnerabilities, and the value of assets simultaneously. To do this, you need a way to calculate the risk by considering threats, vulnerabilities, and the value of assets, and this risk assessment provides the basic information needed to make important decisions for information protection. In a real-world example, if you're a shopping mall business, your risk assessment should be based on your identified threats and vulnerabilities and the value of your assets. For example, if the threat of hacking into customer information is high and the systems in place to defend against it are weak, the risk of these information assets would be considered high. ISMS-P consulting is GADIAN security. Companies can conduct self-consulting through the GADIAN solution.